Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of FM Station by Mirae Asset Mutual Fund. Lately, sectoral and thematic funds are gaining popularity among investors. And rightly so, as they provide participation in sectors and themes which are otherwise underrepresented in other major diversified indices and funds. One such sector or theme is healthcare. To know more on the same, today we have with us Mr. Vrijesh Kasera, Fund Manager with Mirae Asset Mutual Fund. Mr. Kasera has an overall experience of more than 15 years into investment research and advisory. In his present capacity, he is Fund Manager for Mirae Asset Healthcare Fund and Co-Fund Manager for Mirae Asset Equity Savings Fund and Mirae Asset Aggressive Hybrid Fund. Welcome, Vrijesh.
Thank you.
So, Vrijesh, my first and foremost question to you is, what is your broad overview upon the Indian healthcare category?
As India progressed towards new heights, the landscape of the sector also changed, evidently from 2020 onwards. The industry aims to achieve a revenue of around $130 billion by 2030 and around $450 billion by 2047. This growth trajectory may be propelled by expansion within the domestic market, spurred by national economic growth and heightened adoption of healthcare services. The industry's strategic pivot towards innovation of next generation therapeutics, resulting in an increase in global exports. Given India's robust IT capabilities, the country has a substantial opportunity not only to lead in this domain, but likely to catalyze the innovation journey of the Indian healthcare industry.
So, Vrijesh, while you talked about the overall overview on the healthcare industry, there are also certain emerging subsectors in it. So, could you say that, will those emerging subsectors play a role of levers, growth levers for the healthcare theme, say, for the next 5 years or so?
So almost 2 decades back, if someone were to see healthcare sector, the dominance of pharma was quite palpable. In fact, the BSE Healthcare Index, almost 95% weightage was of pharma companies. Major shift in opportunities came post 2020, when lots of stress was bestowed upon healthcare infrastructure like hospitals, diagnostic, research, etc. Not only the existing companies stepped up, but new players emerged in the arena. This resulted in further diversification in the space. Emergence of players in subsectors like hospitals, research and analytics, medical devices, supplies, they may have seen as the listed space expanded. The weight of the healthcare subsectors increased at a faster pace post 2020.
Right. So, how do you view current valuations being given to the sector?
So the sector valuations have moved up owing to the improvement in the outlook of the companies over the last 1 year. The sector today trades at +1 standard deviation over the last 10-year price to earning. However, the premium of the BSE Healthcare Index PE versus the Nifty still remains at 90%, which is still at a discount from its peak of around 120% in the past cycle. Hence, with the strong earning momentum expected from the sector, with improvement in the overall US market dynamics and capital allocation by the companies, the current multiples relative to the markets may continue to remain quite resilient.
Right. So, in this backdrop, how have you positioned Mirae Asset Healthcare Fund in terms of market cap allocation and subsector positioning?
Sure. So broadly, the BSE Healthcare Index, if we see, has approximately market capitalization split between 45 to 50% in large caps, 35 to 40 in mid caps, and the remaining 10 to 15% in small caps. At the same time, Mirae Asset Healthcare Fund, we have around 46% in large cap, 40% in mid cap, and around 12% in small caps. Broadly, we are in alignment with the benchmark. But in a sector and thematic fund like healthcare, the universe is limited, and thus bottom-up stock picking might lead to market cap mix. On the subsector positioning, we are adequately diversified and present in subsectors named like hospitals, diagnostics, and healthcare research and analytics. While the subsector space is growing rapidly, the space is still likely to be dominated by pharmaceuticals. However, within pharmaceuticals, a few of them would be more domestic oriented, while others present in exports. So, while we look to position the funds in emerging subsectors, the bigger chunk is and may be may still be pharmaceuticals, and it could be the case for some time going ahead.
Sure. So, what are a few emerging themes that you see in this space that are not yet listed, that are not yet in the listed space yet?
So, several emerging trends influence manufacturing and supply chain priorities. These include shift towards personalized medicines and innovative healthcare delivery models. As Indian companies may continue to expand their geographical footprint and their capabilities outside simple generics, it is essential that quality and compliance are embedded in the overall growth strategy. Research and analytics is an area which is increasingly gaining attention of both governments and investors, with necessity of early diagnostics and treatment, particularly on non-communicable diseases like cancer and diabetes. This space might have a lot of potential.
Thank you, Frijesh, for such insights on the healthcare theme. And we wish to continue such more insightful sessions with you going forward.
Sure, thank you.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme related documents carefully.